Markettable is brought to you by Nikki Hit Beauty Studio, Mountain Anton Koto, Buna Musa di Douala, and Prime 22 Bar and Restaurant, Bukwango, Buya.
So many entertainers across the world have been bashed for either lacking personality, lacking craft, not being creative enough. With all these things people say they don't have, they end up not having a better brand and not having endorsements. African artists fall prey to these accusations almost every single day, and Cameroonian artists are not supposed to be excluded from this. So today we're going to be talking about Cameroonian artists, but generally African artists, whether big or small. Why do they not brand themselves enough to be seen as major superstars or to get the superstar status, and therefore lack the eyes of the corporate world to get endorsements, which leaves them money in their bank accounts? Yana and Ko, we've been talking in our private sessions. You know, when we hang out, we discuss this at length. We even quarrel. It ends up in a whole big fight, right? So today, at least, it's something that we should talk about because artists need our help. And we also want to listen from them. Like, what is the point? Why are our artists not branded enough? Is it their fault? Is it our fault? The fans are not giving them enough eyes and ears for them to be as popular as maybe other big artists from Africa or the world. What is the problem with branding and entertainers in this country?
Yes, I mean, we can all agree here that most of our artists don't have cross-cultural appeal. That mostly because of branding, also because of content. We'll take the example of, say, Orange. Orange has been doing their end-of-year shows, and we've had Burna Boy and all foreign artists headline the shows.
Which is a big problem.
It was a big problem, and I think Daphne was been complaining about her pay last time that she was offered 5 million. So they had a problem because Burna Boy was being given, a lot of money.
It's always the case.
But you say this is the point. Artists do not understand this importance of branding and having a strong fan base and having cross-cultural appeal, even across Africa. Orange, Cameroon, for example, MTN, or any of these multinational corporations are not charity organizations. These are businesses. And they are there to
make money.
And the process of making money is about looking at audience activity. So if you are aware that in the corporate world they have a research and marketing, all of these corporations have research and marketing departments. And these departments actually go into looking at audience. They are into social media now and interaction engagement with their clientele. And they are able to understand what audiences want. Now, Orange even went the extra mile of actually carrying out the survey before bringing Burna Boy, of asking its own clientele.
Imagine that.
The supporters, the followers, and everything, the customers. Who would you want here?
In Cameroon.
There was no Cameroonian artist on that list. But these were Cameroonian audiences plebisciting for
somebody else to be brought in.
For foreign acts to be brought in.
God damn it.
It says one thing, first of all, about the listening patterns of Cameroonian audience. But it also brings to book the content and the branding of our artists.
There you go.
It shows, I mean, if your own audiences will select 3 artists, Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Techno,
for different.
And Orange had to kick out Techno, and because he was on tour, and Wizkid had done it before. So before they could actually bring in local flavor. So
this information hurts. It hurts. Now we're talking about marketing value here. Our artists, right? In fact, entertainers. Let me not just put it to just musicians. We have entertainers because we watched how Orange came in for Saving Bango. Because of massive social media interaction.
Yes.
Right. Orange said we can benefit from this. We can make this thing bigger. If we take it one step further, this is what we can get. And this is what the producer of the film can also get, or the whole cast, or the film industry in general.
Yeah.
Right, which worked. It was like just everything worked perfectly.
Yeah.
It was great. Now, we don't know which other project is coming up, but do you think our entertainers have that content that can get them the fan base that is corporate? Because at the end of the day, corporate people want to sell to your fans. If you don't have those numbers, they are not even looking at you, like they don't even care.
I mean,
so how do our artists build market value? How do they build fan bases to get those numbers, to get these endorsement deals, and to get money eventually? What are they supposed to do?
okay, when I'm going to call a name and you tell me what you think of the person. Tenor.
Yes, swag.
Okay, fine. That's really the mental picture I have of Tenor, right?
Yeah.
Daphne.
She's beautiful.
You see, begin to see how each artist has a different mental image. Brand is actually about impression, perception, how people view you, how people packaging is a whole thing, but how do people view you?
Yes.
How do they appreciate you, and how do they perceive your art? Because we've talked about Tenor, you've talked about his swag. Now, if he's going to in part of his brand, they're going to double down on how he dresses.
Yes.
That's what they've doubled down on. On Daphne, it's about how she looks.
Yes.
So instead of now, artists need to look at their strengths and their weak points and see how to suppress the weak points or benefit from it. Because at the end of the day, you can still benefit from the weak points.
Yes.
You get, so it's about how you're an artist. You're not just an artist as a musician. You're art.
Yes.
How do people appreciate you? What audience are you selling to? How? Yeah, because you have to look at the integration between your work, yourself, and the audience. At that in the middle, what are you giving them? That's where the value comes in. And artists have not really navigated that path to understand exactly what they want, what they're giving to the audience. Like Jovi, I mean, she's a very is what he is. But then at the end of the day, we cannot question the fact that he has a very strong fan base. He has a very strong brand. Even though you think of Jovi, you think about not just his music, but his person.
Yeah.
So you see, like that's why he has a strong fan base. The fan base doesn't just come from thin air. It comes from your activity, your lifestyle, how you interact with the audience. At the end of the day, fans, most artists need to look at the North Star. What is it I'm selling to these people? What exactly is it I'm selling to them? Because you can start looking at your lifestyle interests. Like, okay, if you're somebody who likes playing video games, you can incorporate that into part of your music.
Exactly.
So it's such a way that you can have fun experiences where it incorporates playing video games. If you probably like dressing, like Mine, I think she has a very strong visual appeal, and she's working a lot, especially in her video. She's very conscious, she's very intentional about what she puts out there. So now you'll not be surprised if somebody like that gets an endorsement deal from a clothing line, or she partners with probably one of the local fashion houses, like what Kanye is doing. So you see that you find that you need to look at the elements to your lifestyle, to your personality, and to your interest, and how that can attract brands and audiences, because audiences view themselves as an extension to you.
Yes.
That's what audiences view themselves. They view themselves as an extension to you. So you have to reflect them and also espouse their opinions in your music.
Yes.
So if you're talking about branding, there are so many elements. I cannot break everything down today. It's so many elements, even to what you say.
Yes.
To the elements to the elements you bring.
This is just to piggyback on this. And this is something that you say it and you get backlash.
Yeah.
Because I remember just recently trying to give something which was constructive criticism about just packaging. Just packaging, press release and things like that.
We do horrible press releases in this country.
And you see, you have this crop of entertainers that come now on him. And like they miss all the fact that this is something that he's saying based on really good constructive observations and this is what can help you.
Yeah.
And they look at it as, no, I have more money than you,
which is just stupid, man.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. And if we continue like that, we'll keep having Burna Boy here.
Yes.
And then our artists will open for because I've been a strong critic of the fact that corporations not do enough.
Yes.
But I do understand, because people get into this argument with me of thinking that I'm saying that corporations should just go about sponsoring.
They have accounts to balance. Exactly. What are they sponsoring? Yeah.
This is it. At the end of the year, Orange wants to do a show, and he wants to bring in Burna Boy. They have the choice between Burna Boy and Salatia.
Yes.
And you can make the argument that Burna Boy will sell 200,000 handsets,
Yeah.
this number of bundles, this number of airtime.
Yeah.
What's the argument you are making for Salatiel?
Exactly.
That is what they want to get.
Yeah.
You understand? That is the argument you should be able to make. Now, if you cannot make that argument based on these artists, then we talked. I remember when the UBA used Wizkid.
Yes.
And Wizkid, that was even a more global thing, because Wizkid has worked with UBA, done UBA's concerts, but UBA used him based on the research. UBA is operating in 20 countries, including Mozambique.
Why is it particular about that country?
Mozambique. Who knows Salatiel in Mozambique? That would possess UBA to want to use him as, I'm not saying Salatiel as in Salatiel, I'm using Salatiel as a symbolism of how Cameroonian artists do not have that type of fan base, that type of cross-cultural appeal that can allow brands like that to use them. You understand? You do not have, Salatiel is doing a good job as a person, as an artist. He's done a tremendous, you see the collaborations, you see the efforts he's making. So I am using him because I believe that he is the top of it. So I'm only using him to say our top artist. It almost seems like a mediocre artist in terms of fan base compared to international.
And just to add to what Elonge has been saying, the thing is also I followed this argument on Facebook. It was really heated, and people were like, "Oh no, UBA should have used a local artist. Should have got somebody."
Same thing with Puman.
Yeah. The thing is, they have to understand this is a global campaign, right? And UBA is a global brand. It's not a local brand. But now you can make an argument where if they have to contextualize the ad, they'll bring it home as a local artist, but they're not at that point yet. You like he said, Wizkid has a cross-cultural appeal. He has a cross-country appeal. You understand? So where do we start making the argument for saying, okay, no, we use somebody else? Because at the end of the day, they want to make money. That's their end game.
Yes.
As much as they want a face to their product that people can identify with, they want to make money.
When they have the local campaigns or use
the local campaigns.
But talking about local campaigns and endorsement deals for our local artists, remember Mr. Leo has been a brand ambassador for ITEL. And also Origin BA, right? I think in 1 year it was brand
for the original campaign
for these two big brands, and lost those endorsement deals in I think a year after a year's contract. And I don't even know why he lost those contracts.
I can explain why.
I know there was a backlash of him using an iPhone to take a picture on a mirror where the iPhone logo was showing right there, and fans came and was like, dude, are you an ITEL ambassador or an iPhone ambassador? And I remember his comments when he said that man will use two phones again, and then it was a whole contract end.
You know why? The thing is, brands need to understand.
So, wait, the issue, what I want to ask is that how do our artists, right, take their endorsement deal seriously? What are they supposed to do? Because it looks like getting an endorsement deal is not just saying that I have an endorsement deal.
Yep.
Daphne has signed a couple of endorsement deals. Now I don't know how the influential power she has on those brands. Right?
Yeah.
That Daphne is going to sign for
Mama cauliflower.
I don't know how many people bought that flour or made pancake or puff out of that flour because she was.
The thing, Juan, the thing is, endorsement deals are not just straightforward, because at the end of the day, the brand has to look at, you have endorsements which may want to just extend brand reach, may diversify the perception of the brand. But now back to Mr. Leo and ITEL. The thing is, I can flip it now to brands. Why are you endorsing this artist? Is he an extension of your brand?
Mr. Leo
No, it's not about Mr. Leo. It's about how Mr. Leo is an extension of their brand. How does he reflect their values? How does he use their product? Because it's easier to get an artist or a public figure who lives and breathes your brand, which means that it doesn't look like an endorsement. It looks like part of his lifestyle.
What we are saying is
adopting the lifestyle.
So what we are saying, like a good example is Stanley Eno and Bisek Bank.
Exactly. His father was a former Bisek banker.
Bank like a papa.
Bank like my papa. Yeah, you see that you see, and what MTN is like it to pay that campaign. It showed the possibilities of what it could do with their product.
Yes, you were talking about branding, and you talk about it. You talk about how artists need to engage and the ways they engage, the ways they package it, the ways they want to be perceived.
Yeah.
And you look at something as simple as ask any comedian in Cameroon, because we've had discussions with artists and all of that.
Yeah.
Ask a musician, comedian, who is your role model? You hear Gordon's Aboki for Christ.
Yeah.
And these type of names. Nobody calls Jean-Michel Kankan and all of that.
Chop even.
You get it. And they still tell us support your own. You idolize and even idealize these
International,
international artists first.
Yes.
Before the fans even want to do it.
Yeah.
So there's first of all an artist's problem. Because even in their own branding, they say this is the standard
that we are looking up to.
Yes.
They don't create their own standard.
You get it?
Yeah.
You see an artist wants to put pictures on social media, it is pictures when it's with Rita Dominic or which other artists, or when
I see the one that endorsement of their crafts.
Media is not the citizen of the sky, you start putting those type of.
Okay, John, back to the whole Daphne thing and how brands can really, diversify their perception and how their positioning too. I think now there's this argument with people, okay, no, what Daphne did with Mama Kala was not really necessary, but I think it was. But then now how the brand used it, because I was just with a friend and with a very casual discussion, I asked her if she knows about Mama Kala. She's like, yeah. I'm like, where can you get it? She has no idea. That's a brand problem.
Yes.
Daphne has given them enough awareness, enough of it.
It has not moved to behavior
And return on investment. Because at the end of the day, you have to talk about packaging. How do you treat the packaging of the flour? Because Daphne's audience don't want to buy a bag of flour. You understand? That's not what they do. They want to cook in small quantities. They want to enjoy pancakes. They don't want to fry puff. They want to fry puff, but in small quantities. So now let's look at packaging, distribution. Where can they get the flour? Not in supermarkets. They want to get it at the local store near them. They also want to get it at the supermarkets because that's what reflects them. You don't want to see. And price too.
I think Yumi Mobile Cameroon is listening to this.
No, Yumi Mobile is getting. I'm actually watching them to see what they do.
What's the unique selling proposition for Mami Makala as flour? Because it's like saying my Gary is better than.
The thing is when they use Daphne, I cannot quite remember the slogan.
No, I'm saying what is the
unique selling proposition?
What is that distinguishes
them from other flours? They position themselves as a flour for puff only. They position themselves as a flour for puff only.
No, but you cannot say that the position is.
No, I'm saying that's what.
Hold on. The thing about it is that 1 week after that signing, I remember there was a live interview with Daphne on Facebook where she even categorically said that she does not like puff.
Yeah.
She just signed that
exactly
before that interview.
That's irresponsible. It's as irresponsible on her part and also on what the contract says. Because
very silly statement.
Yeah, because how can you say that when you're just endorsed by a brand? Because the thing is about
she cannot lie.
She cannot. And that's when a brand Joan. That's also when a brand doesn't understand the person they're endorsing. Because if you understand the person very well, you know, okay, she doesn't like this thing. You understand? I think it was strange, but they could have capitalized on it because she got enough awareness, enough of it. And
but you see, every artist with a fan base can create awareness. The problem is how attitudinal change and practice.
Exactly how you adapt the product to the audience.
Artists that have been signed branded, they need to be using these things that they are signed to.
That's why you need to get somebody who's an extension of your product.
By using these things, like post it on social media, be part of
create experiences with the product.
Understand that
because what if Daphne decided to know what we're going to go live and get a few fans on board because fans want to read Daphne. Let's make pop. That kind of thing. That's content. Don't go there.
Speaking about branding and marketing, we actually spoke with Ghanaian actor Maoli Gavor at the Lagos Fashion Week, and he said something really important about branding and marketing. So take a look, guys.
Tell us how important is fashion or image branding to a celebrity?
I think image branding is everything, because if you're going to put yourselves on any screen whatsoever, it means you're giving yourself out there to the world. You can't leave anything for the world to assume. So you need to tell the world who you are. You need to let them know that this is who I am. So it's a statement that you're making. Because if you can't brand yourself, tell the world who you are, they're going to make assumptions, and don't blame them if they think that is who you are. So I guarantee that everyone needs to brand themselves in the proper way, in the way that fits you. Tell the world who you are, and that's all you need. If they like it, they like it. If they don't like it, hey, it happens.
As we heard from Maoli, Maoli said that is the way, as you said now, the way you allow people to perceive you, the image that you want them to see. If you fuck up that, then goodbye. Like, don't blame
Adios.
fans for not liking you, for not buying your product, for not following you to anywhere. But you're speaking about the major problem. I think Cameroonian artists in particular are like, they cannot differentiate between somebody who is popular and somebody who is influential.
Yep.
So these two things, those are two different things.
Very.
You can be very popular and useless, right? And be very influential and powerful.
Yes.
So which one, or both? Depends on how you put yourself out.
I actually think when you have...
If you're influential, you must be
popular. But that's the end game of it.
Popular and powerful.
Yeah, the thing is, at the end of the day, you can be popular and not influential, like you rightly said, but you can be influential you cannot be influential without being popular. But you can be popular, you can be influential in certain states where they don't see power. That's where power comes in. But I'll look at in popularity and how influential you are with Ito. Ito came with set mobile some about 5 or 6 years ago, and it died. It just fizzled out. He has come again now with Beto. And I'm wondering exactly what...
And launched it at a music concert.
A music concert. Why?
Yes.
What is the integration between music and bettors?
But it's sometimes the rollout.
Yeah,
and where you invest.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really don't understand why I will use Set Mobile. Like, there must be something beyond just that it's endorsed by
and another thing too is I think they came home now to it was lifestyle and activity, which is betting, which is football. It goes now to the audience too. But then now why music? Why not host a football fan festival where you actually get now artists who will be performing under football, but not music to football.
Yes.
Now I think Beto, the whole marketing team, has been banking on Eto's popularity and its influence. Because why not make Eto the voice of Beto, where he's just interacting with them about betting and all those things? Because it's about creating a culture for the product, about creating an ecosystem where the product can last beyond you being there, beyond them seeing your face. Because at the end of the day, when you're done putting it on all flyers, does that influence behavior?
It ends on the
flyer. So there's a thin line between popularity and influence, and they need to. I think Beto needs to work on it to influence more than his popularity. Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, guys, let's go on and on with this, guys. This is the end of the show. We've come to the end of the show this week, guys. Thank you so much. We have to really thank those that have been commenting.
Yes.
And sharing Freaky Table. You guys are like freaky. Freaky.
They've given us that name.
So you guys are like the
cringe
freaky team. We thank you so much. We have Roland Zifor. I really love the show. Nicely approached topics, enriching. That's what he said. And 237 Review said Cameroon movie industry is still weak, but I appreciate the growth so far. Thank you guys so much. Remember to subscribe, like, share every episode of Freaky Table. My name is Joan and Yana and Paul. Thank you guys so much for being here. Goodbye, guys. See you next time.
Freaky Table is brought to you by Nikki Hit Beauty Studio, Mountain Anton Koto, Buna Musa di Douala, and Prime 22 Bar and Restaurant, Bukwango, Booyah.
Okay. Anyway, follow us and keep watching. And if you have time. Yes.